right? Mind is nothing but your thoughts. I already told you. Thoughts, words, visual images, and feelings. All these four combined is nothing but your mind. That's all. Essentially, this is your mind. So, whatever you are thinking, whatever you are speaking, or whatever the chatter that is going on in your head, and what kind of images which you are able to see outside or inside your mind, along with the feelings that you generate, is nothing but the seeds. This is nothing but your mind, and these are the ones which are going deep inside your subconscious mind every day, every time, every moment. So that's what you're putting into your fertile gland. That's what you're trying to command your genie with. So your mind is like a transmitter. So how many of you would have experienced, right? First of all, everything is energy, right? Physics clearly shows that scientifically. Everything is energy, everything is a vibration, right? You are also vibrating, I am vibrating, and every living being, the whole universe and the whole cosmos is vibrating with energy. So this is very clear. So, and if you know the cell phone which you have in your hands, of course it is sending constantly signals and vibrations. You can't see it, but it doesn't mean that the vibration doesn't exist, right? And as the vibration goes, somebody else can pick it up if they have the right frequency. It's like a radio transmitter, right? Similarly, your mind is like a radio transmitter. Tell me how many times you would have thought about somebody, right? Immediately that person calling you on your phone. If you come across such situation, not just one time, many times, right? If you come across such situations, please type your yes here, please. So many times you would have thought about somebody, exactly that person would have called you, exact moment. So have you come across such situations? At least I have come across such situations. I'm just waiting for your response here. Please type yes if yes. If it were, if it, yes, many times. Thanks, Purnima. If it is only one time, I would say, okay, it's just an accident. If it is two times, also, I would say accident. But if it happens many times, it's not an accident, right? It's the power of mind, because your mind is like a transmitter. You know, you are constantly emitting waves. You know that, believe me, put you across. I will ask you to go around for 10 rounds, like maybe 10 kilometers. Yes, physically you may become tired and you want to sleep immediately. Sometimes you miss sleep even after being so fit. But I give you a book in your hand and I ask you to read, and many people will immediately go to bed and sleep very well. Why? Because when you start using your mind and when you start to think, the amount of, because your brain, and you know, that is the biggest organ, and the mind which emanates energy can take away a lot of energy from you very very quickly and easily. So mind is the biggest, and sorry, the brain is the biggest organ, and the mind is the one thing which can easily eat away your body's fuel by thinking, by thoughts, and all these things. When that's why when people are sad, when they are emotionally not so good, and they're thinking so much about something about the future or the past, you will see them, their energy getting drained and becoming depressed, and they don't have anything to do or no energy. They feel like, I want to sleep. Same thing if I put you in and block you in your room and ask you not to do anything. The problem with the mind is, when I say that quiet, relax, that is the point where the mind starts to think about all the things which make sense and nonsense as well. So all the past negativity and future, the afraid, anxiety, everything will start to emanate from the surface of the mind. And as you do that, and you know, every day each of us can think 60,000 thoughts. Simply speaking, how much of energy being gone in that thoughts, you know? That's where when you are meditating or when you go into a prayer, when you think about God, whatever it is, for that 10 minutes or 20 minutes of silence, you feel like completely boosted and full of energy, because at least that much of energy you have saved. 60,000 thoughts are a joke. And out of that 60,000 thoughts, you know how many of your thoughts are like positive? Can you think through? Most of it is, and how many of the thoughts are about the present? How many of the thoughts are so good that you like to have those kind of thoughts? And many of you, or I would say including me, we all get thoughts which are negative often. And out of that 60,000, it's okay, but I know a lot of people who crazy thoughts of 1 lakh thoughts or 1 million thoughts, some not 1 million but 100,000 to 150,000 thoughts in somebody's mind. Then obviously these people have gone a little bit crazy and they need psychiatrist help. So that is the world we are living in. A lot of thoughts that we are trying to think about the future, about the past, and about relationships, about money, about, you know, goals and everything, and we get stuck. So it is very very important that the kind of thoughts you think is very important. Oftentimes people get negative thoughts, again because we have a reptilian brain in our side, in deep inside our brain. The reptilian's brain's job is just survival. to help you survive. And it was created by God in reptiles, which through evolution also kind of stayed within us as well, because that brain, that reptilian part, amygdala, or the fear center, is to help you to escape from the threats, seemingly visible threats. When we are a barbaric human being, when we were living, or when our ancestors were living in a forest, that was very, very important, because the moment they see something like a snake, maybe even a thread or a rope lying on the forest, if it looks like a snake, they would try to go away from it, because the reptilian brain is about the survival of the fittest to make you to survive in this kind of extreme scenarios. And they used it because thanks to that reptilian brain, we escaped from the dangers of the wild animals, we escaped from the dangers of so many other things, and slowly, using our intelligent means, we have come to this kind of a wonderful living style lifestyle where we have everything cozy, we have a great homes, we have no threats anymore. But in spite of that, thanks to that reptilian brain, we have been programmed through the evolutionary process about survival, that now, even though this brain has very limited use, we constantly create threats in our brain which are imaginary. And these imaginary threats about, oh, what will my boss do tomorrow? Will I be fired out of my job? What will happen to my job tomorrow? Corona has come, the economy is going down. How will I survive on this earth? All these kind of thoughts start to emanate. So be careful that these thoughts are imaginary threats. Nothing is real as of today. But for your mind, whatever the thoughts go inside is very true and very real. Okay, so we spoke about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind. Still, I have to say a lot about it. But first thing you need to notice, your brain is like a transmitter. Your mind is like a transmitter. Constantly, it is emanating signals. Whatever thoughts you think, it is like sending an open SMS or an open WhatsApp message, or like writing an email to the entire universe and to the entire world. So be careful of the kind of thoughts you're thinking. And I know people who can exactly know what you're thinking at that particular point. I'm not a mind reader, but I say that it is possible. So when a person is capable of reading your mind, not everybody is capable of reading the mind. I know some people who are clairvoyant and mind readers and all these things. I have personally seen them. But remember, not everybody is capable of reading your mind, but they're capable of reading your vibrations. Everybody is capable of sensing that vibrations. How many times in this world, on this earth, when you are living so far, you would have seen some people and you thought, man, I don't, first time you see that person, and sometimes you feel that I don't even want to go near this person because sometimes the vibes are not, I feel that the vibes of this person is not that great. I want to move away. Subconsciously, some intuitively, you know that your gut feeling says, come on, get away from that person, not the right person. And you would have seen that very true after some years again, after some years, or maybe immediately after a week, you would have got to know about that person from some other person. He is not so good person or negative person, she is a negative person, whatever it is. So how many of you had that kind of experience? If you have had that experience, please type S here. So it's very, very right. Thank you so much. So it's very important to know that your mind is a transmitter. So every thought you are thinking, and every thought which, see, there are two parts. One is, the other one is the thought. Thinking is where you are consciously able to think, right? You are consciously thinking. And there is one which is the thoughts emanating from your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind keeps on generating thoughts. It keeps on popping up thoughts, whatever you have dumped in subconscious. If you have seeded in all great and good thoughts inside from your childhood, then these kind of thoughts will keep emanating, a lot of positivity, a lot of great things. But if you have been programmed from childhood for a lot of, a fear of something, or you are afraid of something, or you think failure is going to be there, and all negative thoughts, then these kind of thoughts will come up. So whether it's a conscious thinking or you're thinking, the thoughts are emanating subconsciously, whatever it is, you are emanating those signals outside to the world and to the universe. And remember, as the signal from the cell phone goes out, and whoever is attuned, or having a right cell phone to grasp that signal, similarly your mind, when it emanates signals, it is capable of sending those signals to all those people around you with similar kind of negative thoughts or similar kind of negative feelings, to get those thoughts and start to attract those people around you. You will start to bring in those kind of events and circumstances towards you. So basically, whatever negative thing is happening in your life today or in the past, nothing, nobody has created that, believe me. It is only you and only you. So I can give you a lot of examples. So one important thing you need to understand is the law of attraction and the law of vibration. It is an universal law. The kind of thoughts and the feelings is very, very important, because often when you have a negative thought, you have that feeling of anxiety and stress and everything. So that, but whenever you think positively, when I ask you, for example, that you are going to have a wonderful house to live in, soon you will buy a great house. When you dream about it, you will think, okay, yeah, I will have a house. Maybe you will have that sense of, whether I'm going to achieve that or not. You will have doubts, and you will not have a great feeling about that house when you think about it. But when I ask you to think about anything which is negative, that feeling of stress, and you will really see that something is going to strike you hard and all these things so powerfully. Remember one thing: whenever you are thinking a thought, and if the feeling is strong, then that feeling is the one which is going to send the vibrations. More than the thought, the feelings are very important. Even if you think negatively, at least, or if you read something negative, but don't get emotionally bonded. For example, constantly you keep reading about coronavirus deaths and all this negative news in the media. Please, I have only one request: keep this fast from the media. Fasting, media fasting is very, very good, especially during the negative times, because all these things you are reading, what you're trying to do is subconsciously, so your conscious mind is like a security guard or a watchman, but the conscious mind is not working, especially when it is a negative news. It just shuts off, and your subconscious mind takes in all the negative news inside, and whatever it goes inside, it is going to become reality for you. So be careful. Just when you are looking at, and especially with strong feelings, when you are looking at those kind of negative news, just have a casual approach like a drama. Read that news, yes, it is going on, what to do, accept it, but don't get emotionally vexed with that. Oh, if people are dying, what will happen to me if I get corona? All this nonsense, don't please have it, but think positively. Do a prayer so that all the people who are going through such a situation will heal very soon. They let the world heal faster, and think that the divine energy or divine light or the subconscious energy is always protecting you wherever you are. And these things, and when you are thinking of those positive feelings, positive thoughts, the feelings are very important. Give such a strong feeling of love and joy and trust and belief, because these are the feelings which are going to send that vibrations, and these vibrations are constantly searching for a matching vibration, like a tuning fork. I think you would have seen tuning forks, and you know what a tuning fork is. If you know, type s here. In a tuning fork, if somebody keeps two tuning fork and then create a kind of vibration in one, then automatically the other tuning fork starts to vibrate in the same frequency, right? Similarly, you take two pianos at your home, you try to put a note and press a note in your piano, and exactly the other piano's note will also go on, and without anybody sitting there, an invisible hand will play that piano as well. Why? It's all just fundamental law of physics, law of universe, law of vibration, law of attraction. So what I'm trying to emphasize here is, your thoughts are very, very important. I am not saying that always you will have wonderful, nice thoughts. Yes, you will often get negative thoughts as well, because you have been programmed like that from the very beginning. If and thanks to also your evolutionary background, those things that were useful when you are in the barbaric, when you are living in the forest, are not anymore useful. Don't be afraid. You are living in an imaginary threatful world, whereas the real threat doesn't exist. And all these things are only in your mind about the future and the past. You have everything, you have all the things like potential to become a winner in this world and to be successful, as long as you believe. And you believe that with strong feelings of positivity, and you constantly affirm yourself that you are capable of achieving that, then you will achieve one day, without any doubt, because the subconscious mind will constantly look for, through that energy that you're emitting and through the vibration that you're emitting, you will constantly attract the right kind of people, right kind of relationships, right kind of events, right kind of circumstances, and you will bring in a lot of good ideas and inspirations, which will make your life a great thing from whatever situation it is today. Okay, so, and a few more things where I wanted to also say. You see, I showed you how powerful your words are, right? When you constantly commanded, your physiology got affected, right? Similarly, when you can be a mother, or you can be a parent, father, whomsoever. Imagine the kind of words that you're using to your children, right? If you constantly say you to your child, you are not at all nice, you are doing always mistakes, you are clumsy, all this kind of negativity. Yes, I understand the children are clumsy, sometimes children are naughty, and that's why they're children, right? And by the way, the most important thing you have to understand as you speak about children's aspects, it is also applicable to you as well, and for anybody's children for that matter. So because you were also a child once, right, before you become an adult. And remember, when you were a child, I told you you are a pure subconscious mind. There was no consciousness. Whatever that the parent, because for a child, the mother and father are like gods, and the teachers are gods. Whatever these people said, it deeply went inside their subconscious mind. Because without conscious mind, whatever they looked at, the father, mother, or teachers, they are like gods. Whatever they said is a mantra. So they will not even question. If a father, when you are a young child, if the father would have said, only through hard work you can make money, that is the only thing you will always keep thinking. If your father said that life is very, very hard, you need to be very careful. World is dangerous people. These are the things that would have always been in your mind, right? So the kind of statements that you're using in front of your children, and honestly, most of it is a repeat of what you would have learned from your father and mother or your teachers. Be careful what are you using to them. I know a lot of people without working hard would have made a lot of money in this world, right? I know a lot of people even after working hard did not know how to make money. I know a lot of people who are very well educated but did not know how to make money. I know a lot of people who are uneducated, illiterate, have been able to make a lot of money. So the kind of programming that you're doing to your children, the kind of belief systems you're creating, these are the belief systems which go deeply inside the subconscious mind and become the programs of their life. And these are the life programs through which they are running constantly, caught in a kind of rat race and thinking that everything will be fine in the future, but they do not know why repeatedly they are hit in the same place again and again. Whether it is about relationships, whether it is about career, whether it's about money, whether it's about investing, whatever it is, you would have seen that karmic patterns hitting again and again and again, that they are failing. Why? Whether it's you or me or our own children, it's because of those programs. And more so, be careful with your children, because their mind is not fully developed, conscious mind. Until 14 years or 13 years, still the mind is developing. And these are the subtle age, tender age, where you can easily seed anything: hatred or bigotry or love, success principles or negativity or anxiety, everything you can do without your knowledge. And by the way, it is not about only using your words and thoughts. Even your vibrations can sow the seeds. If you are constantly vibrating in the principle of negativity, anxiety, threat, if you're constantly depressed, that vibrations are more than enough for the child to pick that up from you, right? More than killing yourself, more than harming yourself, you are also passing those sources of energy and vibration to your kids, which is definitely not good. So that's where you have to orient your mind and mindset towards growth, orient your mind and mindset towards positivity and success. It will be difficult in the beginning, because like any habits, it takes a bit of time, but if you persist on it, you can change. You have a journal for writing gratitude. You see that I am writing this gratitude book every day for 7 minutes. And the first thing that you have to do for the next 21 days or at least 30 days, take a gratitude journal, have a notebook, nice notebook. First thing, immediately after waking up, start writing for gratitude, log, saying thanks to all the things that you can be thankful for. So first of all, what are the things that you can be thankful for, and why I am saying gratitude first? I spoke about the vibrations. For a human being, for the mind to operate in the best highest level of vibration, it's enlightenment. And thankfully, we are still not there, because we are not great gurus like Buddha or Jesus Christ, living in such level of enlightenment to operating at the highest peak of frequency. But the immediate next peak of frequency is gratitude. So if you are operating from the from the sense of gratitude, thankfulness, that is the best frequency to operate in for a common man. And you start with that gratitudeness, the day itself will be great. If you start to complain, the day itself can get screwed up. How many times you would have got up from the bed, and then you went to the toilet, okay, you did your morning things, nature's call, attended everything. Maybe something went wrong in the morning, you wanted to wake up at 6:30, and you have to get up and prepare for something, but you woke up little late, maybe 30 minutes late, and you're so stressed. And then you're saying, oh, I have to go for this meeting at 9 o'clock, already it is 7 o'clock, I have not prepared anything. Oh, I'm stressed. And then, oh, today the day will be completely gone, it's going to be a bad day. And as you speak in the bathroom, you slip, and then you fall down, and then with a broken, not broken, but some kind of sprain, you're limping, and then getting ready for the office, and then go and take the car, and the car is not starting because the battery is kind of gone. And then you're trying to you know completely run hither and thither to take the battery to fix it, and finally you fix it. You're going in the road on the road, some auto wala will come and hit your car a little bit, just touching, and you will get out of the car and scream at the auto wala like anything, as if there is no tomorrow, and that your car is the only asset that you own in this world, and even though you have an insurance. And after that, again 10 minutes got wasted. You are in a bad, terribly bad mood, and 9 o'clock instead of 9, you reach office at 9:30, and the boss would have said why you are late today, and then you become angry with your boss that, a lot of things went wrong, you are not so good, you're a terrible boss, you're not being nice to me, all these things, and you screw up the whole day, and you come back and try to sleep in the bed, and you say to your spouse, what a terrible day it is. So, first in the morning, you started with a note saying that, oh, it is a bad day today. I woke up a little late. And when you see that, you really made it bad. Who made it bad? Your subconscious mind. You're constantly seeding, you yourself, seeding that the bad day is bad, it is not good, I'm going to lose this day today. It's everything became true. You made it happen. That is the power of the subconscious mind. So, same thing, but if you start your day with a gratitude, with the power of prayer. Why we say that in the morning when we wake up we need to pray? Because that is the best time where your conscious mind is not still awake. The best times to do prayers, the best times to seed in positive energy and positive thoughts is kind of the morning twilight time and evening twilight time. Because morning, especially when you're about to wake up, right, and you're still, the conscious mind is not fully awake, subconsciously you know that you're waking up, and slight consciousness is trying to be, trying to see that it is going to wake up. That is the time where you have access to subconscious mind very well. And during that time, if you seed in the prayer, God, thank you so much for giving me this life. God, thank you so much for giving me this wonderful family. God, thanks for giving me a kind of nice job. And during the situations of distress, still I am able to survive, whether I have a job or not. I still have money. I still have people around me. I still have my health in good shape, where a lot of people don't even have that. A lot of people are dying, but I am having this life. A lot of people do have their heart issues. A lot of people go to bed and they don't wake up the next day. A lot of people don't even have a roof to sleep on the night. A lot of people are not even able to have one square meal in a day. But I am thankful for having everything. So why not a great prayer to the God? Thanks. Thank you so much for giving this life, this wonderful day. And I'm so blessed and having this family and all these things. And I really request God to make this day, this one more day that you have blessed me with, to be also wonderful. Start with a prayer. When you pray in the morning, your conscious mind is completely shut off, and your subconscious mind is fully awake, and all the prayer goes inside. And by the way, if God exists or not doesn't matter. The subconscious mind exists, and all the prayers are nothing but the affirmations that you're putting into your subconscious mind, which is going to drive your life, drive that particular day. So make use of that opportunity. And as soon as your prayer is done, just take the gratitude notebook and 7 minutes write that gratitude for all the things that you can be thankful about, right? The moment you start to be grateful, and you are going to start operating at a highest level of frequency. And if you are operating at that highest level of frequency, you will constantly pull those kind of events, situations, circumstances, ideas, and people in your life who will make you feel even more grateful about. So you'll be so grateful, and you will attract the things for which you will be so thankful for in your life. And all these things, like, it takes time. You need to exercise. It's like a daily ritual. It may sound very simplistic, but believe me, you do this every day without non-stop for at least 40 days or 50 days or 60 days, and you will thank me for this just one tip. Only one tip, because consciously with this you are able to set yourself for positivity and more success. Because consciously with this you are able to set yourself for positivity and more success. Okay. A lot of simple things may sound very simple, and a lot of tiny things may sound very tiny, but they are the ones which can attract huge attention and huge changes. The coronavirus is a tiny virus. Nobody can see it. It's the tiniest of tiniest, but it scares of all the people today, the tallest of tallest, including prime ministers and kings. Be aware, the small things have the huge punch. And vibrations, you cannot see it. It's subtler energy, but it can change your life like anything, right? Your thoughts, you can't see it, but it is the one which drives your life. So be careful of all the small things. Respect it, revere it. Whether anybody is giving you a small tip today, maybe it's God sent message to you. Hold it, grab it, hug it, and do it, and dare and dream and do, and you will definitely get success in your life.